Welcome back, everyone. We're 20 minutes past the hour. What a cool background, by the way. SpaceX's Crew 10 officially at the International Space Station this morning after docking just after midnight, meaning we are one step closer to bringing home Sunny Williams and Butch Wilmore, who have been stranded on the ISS for more than 9 months now. Here with us is retired NASA astronaut Dr. Charles Camarda. Doctor, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Hannah. Good morning.
Good morning. So Wilmore, Williams, one step closer to coming back to Earth. What preparations need to happen between now and Wednesday to make sure they come back home on time?
Well, the main thing for what time they come home is the weather down here on Earth near Florida. But I'm sure they're prepared. They're ready to come home. They've packed up all their belongings, and they're ready to jump on board the Dragon capsule.
You are one of very few humans that have experienced the wonders of space firsthand. Can you talk to me a little about the feeling before coming back home? Is it excitement, melancholy, a little bit of everything?
It's a little bit of everything, Hannah. It's a little bit of sweet. You're anxious to come home. I'm sure they are. But you're kind of leaving your friends back on orbit. You know, we left two people when we came back home, Sergei Krikalev and John Phillips. And right now, my good friend Don Pettit is up there. He was in my class. I would have loved to be stranded for 8 months with Don Pettit.
I love hearing that. On Earth, what procedures are NASA and SpaceX going through to make sure crews are prepared to receive the astronauts, hopefully on Wednesday?
Well, they'll all have all the ground preparations, all the ships ready to go out there, get them on board the return vehicle, the vessel that's going to pick them up. They'll have doctors that basically will check them out, make sure they're all okay, and load them up with fluids.
Obviously, the spacecraft Williams and Wilmore are heading back on is not the same one they left in. Are there specific trainings they went through on the ISS to learn about the SpaceX aircraft, considering they went up in a Starliner?
That's a very good question, Anna, because, you know, the Starliner lands on land, Dragon lands in the ocean, but they've all had water survival training with multiple vehicles, and I'm sure they will not have a problem.
You've spent over 300 hours in space. Can you talk to me about the physical effects of returning from orbit? What were some of the biggest challenges you faced when you came back?
Well, when you're only up there for 14 days like us, it's mostly vestibular. And so your orientation is a little bit off, your head movements, you might fall over. The long-term physical effects we really don't experience like the crew that's coming back from a long stay on expedition.
We had a doctor, he was on a few weeks ago. He explained it's going to be likely that the two would need to be taken off this craft on a wheelchair or a stretcher because their bodies, they're simply not used to gravity. Do you believe that's a possibility?
Well, that happens sometime, but these two crew members have been up in space combined over 1,000 days total that they've spent in space. So they exercise 2 to 3 hours every day. They maintain their physical strength, their bone mass, and so I don't suspect they would have to be taken off with wheelchairs.
All right, we will be watching. And after an experience like this, Doctor, all the many delays and the malfunctions that we saw, again, in the last 9 months, how will the future of space exploration change because of this mission specifically?
Well, it's actually more routine now. We had many more delays back when I flew with the space shuttle. Yeah. And so SpaceX is doing a phenomenal job. Every now and then, they might have a hiccup, they might have a delay, but they've been performing very well.
I am curious, again, this mission was supposed to be a few days. It's 9 months later. What is the mental toll of something like this when you're not expected to be in space for, to your point, over 1,000+ days?
Well, when you're up there for that long, you have a mental mindset. They know they're going to be up there for an extended mission for about 8 to 9 months. And so you go through this phase where your attitude changes. When you're past that halfway point and you know there's an opportunity that you're coming home and it gets closer, your spirits pick up, very anxious. You anticipate coming home, seeing your family.
And I'm sure the family here on Earth are very excited as well. I really always enjoy these conversations. Thank you for the insight, Dr. Charles Camarda. We appreciate it, sir. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.